And the first lava formation I'm going to show you is this one. This is called Pele's hair. Very thin filaments of lava, which are usually created in natural eruptions if the lava falls over an edge and gets caught by strong gusts of wind. These formations are very difficult to find in nature because they're so fragile. They are basically strings of volcanic glass, so they break apart very quickly after forming. In Icelandic, these formations are called Nornahár, which translates to witch's hair. And as soon as the lava begins flowing into the room, it also starts to release the heat very quickly. And you can see how the lava is cooling down, because the more heat it releases, the darker the lava appears. And up here, it already looks like the lava has completely stopped flowing. But further down, you can see still more lava accumulating. So what's happened here is that the lava on the surface has already cooled down enough to form this solid crust. And lava is a very good insulator. So this thin crust on the surface insulates the lava in the middle of the channel, keeping it hot molten liquid. So there is still lava flowing inside here and accumulating further down. And this is exactly how lava tunnels are formed in nature. You will have a river of lava flowing through the landscape. It begins cooling and solidifying on the outer layers, and then that acts as insulation, keeping the inside liquid hot. And then that liquid can sometimes empty out, and then it leaves behind a hollow tunnel. So if you're walking in a lava tunnel, you're basically walking around in the left behind insulation. And I have also brought with me some ice, so I can show you what happens if we cool down the lava very quickly. Because when lava cools down quickly, it's not able to crystallize into rocks, so instead it becomes what it's most made of. And this basalt lava is around 47% silica. So when we put ice on top, it will transform into volcanic glass. Straight away now we see the surface of the lava turns into this beautiful black shiny volcanic glass. Now this is completely solid. And also, if you go a bit higher, we're getting a very solid surface here as well. So now I can actually go underneath the channel here, and we can begin to lift the lava. And you see it holds together. But inside, it is still liquid. So as I lift it now, this liquid will start to spill out. You can see that it's not quite as liquid as when it enters the room, because the lava is cooling down, and as it cools down, it gradually becomes thicker and more viscous before it solidifies completely. So now it's a much more thick and viscous type of lava. Like mozzarella cheese, stringy. And we can also hear the sound of the lava cooling down. If you listen to it, you can hear it sounds almost like a cozy fireplace, making these crackling sounds and popping noises. What's happening now, as the lava is cooling, it also begins to take up less and less volume. So this lava is currently shrinking, and as it shrinks, it also changes from a liquid to a solid. So the lava starts to put a lot of pressure on itself, and it begins to fracture and break into smaller pieces. So that's the sounds that we are hearing now. The lava is cooling, shrinking, and then breaking. And obviously now the lava has released quite a lot of heat, but it is still fairly hot. So we can break a little bit of the surface here, and you see inside, just below the surface, it is still liquid. Let's see what happens if we put a piece of paper. Oof, instantly catches fire. And if you look towards the front of the lava flow, you can see the surface. It's not completely smooth. It has these ripples, looks like ripples in water. These kind of ripples are lava formations, which are actually quite common here in Iceland. These are called ropey pahoihoi patterns. And what happens to make them is that the surface layer will cool down very rapidly because it's exposed to the atmosphere. So it becomes quite thick and viscous. And in the meantime, more liquid lava was still flowing in from behind, and it started to push this viscous layer out towards the edges, causing it to slightly compress itself and turn into these patterns. And I think this is starting to become quite solid, so we can see if we can break this now. Let's see here. Yeah, now it's starting to come apart a little bit. Yeah, look at that, perfectly cooked, medium rare lava. Very nice. But if I try to hit it here, you see it's not breaking because it hasn't solidified completely yet. But as this continues to cool down now, you will probably notice that all of this lava is going to turn into volcanic glass, not just where I put the ice. This is because we have a very small amount of lava here. It's around 70 kilos in total. That is a lot less than a natural eruption. And because it's so little, it releases the heat very quickly, too quickly to crystallize. But what happens if we have much more lava and it takes many months and years to cool down? Well, then what happens is that the molecules in the lava, they have enough time to move around and